Alright guys, so I'm just doing a voiceover. What happened was it was very windy. I was trying to do the video, and the wind was so strong that it messed with the audio. So yeah, just doing a voiceover. But still, my son is beside me watching on his iPad. So please bear with me. So basically, this video was March 29th. It's an update regarding the pond. As you can see, it's really green and brownish, cloudy algae, and you can see the pot there. That is the red tiger lotus that I planted around 5 days ago when the video was made, and the red tiger lotus didn't make it. We had like a 2 or 3 day cold front. The temperature was like 50 to 55 Fahrenheit, and I saw it was wilting, and eventually I checked on it. It totally melted, which is expected. And yeah, so it just melted away. And now yeah, the pond at this time wasn't really looking nice. And at that time I joined this group called Wildlife Ponds over at Reddit, and it was very encouraging because there's a lot of members who were concerned with the same issue, and a lot of the members there that has experience with wildlife ponds basically explained that it's normal, it's part of the process. And one of the members was asking for advice, had the pond set up for like 6 months at the time, and they say that 6 months is quite early to expect for things to clear up that fast. So this is just like couple of weeks, so I'm very encouraged about that. So with that said though, the members advised to prevent algae or to control algae, you need to have at least 60% coverage, plant coverage. And as you can see there, I purchased new plants online, and that's what this video is about. I'll be adding new plants. Very excited about it. So I ordered from the online store. It's called Pond Plants of America, and I never had any idea who that company is until I was researching for a specific plant, a dwarf sage. I didn't realize that dwarf sage that we use in aquariums is actually a native here in the United States. I think around in the Florida area, and it's pretty hardy, so it can survive winters. And of course, here in San Antonio, Texas, we have mild winters, and they were actually selling dwarf sage that they use in ponds. Now I could have ordered on eBay. However, I also found that there's different varieties of dwarf sage, and I want to make sure that the dwarf sage I get are the ones that being used in ponds. And the goal is to get the area, the 4x4 area in the pond that I filled with pea gravel, planted with dwarf sage, and hopefully they spread out with via rhizomes. So I also ordered several other plants, which I will be talking about next. Alright, so I've already unpacked the plants I bought. I purchased 3 from that website, and the first one is the main reason why I purchased from Pond Plants of America is Sagittaria subulata dwarf sage, and says there Zone 4, and that means it's hardy. It can definitely survive in our San Antonio, Texas weather. It's Zone 8B here, if I remember it correctly. And as you can see there, the plants are really healthy, lots of roots. I purchased 5, but obviously, as you can see, there's more than 5 there. So that bunch there has several plants in it. And usually when you buy from eBay, you'll get maybe half of that or something. So this is a good purchase, and each one is like $5. So maybe in eBay could be like around 8 or 10, but for that bunch it's only 5. So I don't even know how to like count the bunch there. At that point, I'm just happy that I have more than 5 plants there that I can separate and spread out at that 4x4 area, which I filled with pea gravel. Alright, so for the next one is the Thalia Dilbata Hardy Water Canna, or the Powdery Thalia, Zone 6. So it's perfect. Zone 8B here over at Texas, and grows 4 feet to 6 feet. It's a huge plant. I've seen videos of it. They get really big, and they will be. They need a bigger pot, and where I put the red tiger lotus before, that's where I'm gonna pot it initially, and then as it grows, I'll get a bigger, more sturdier pot. As you can see, I think it's around $12.50. Other websites it's $10, but I received 2. As you can see, I have 2 rhizomes, and there's new growth there, and another on the second plant, which is really cool. So I received 2. The other one I'll be planting in a. I have a large mesh basket that I also purchased from Amazon. So yeah, this is really cool. From what I read, this plant is very good in cleaning the water. It absorbs like metals and other pollutants from the water, and from what I read, they use it in waterways to help clean up rivers, streams, and it's a very vigorous grower. It's native, again, here in the United States, which is another plus, and it has a lot of flowers, which from what I read is very good for pollinators also. So it's a nice plant. It's cheap, readily available, and yeah, I got 2, so that's perfect. So yeah, let's move on to the next plant. Alright, so to the next plant is the Sagittaria montividensis, or the Aztec arrowhead, Zone 9. So a lot of literature I read says it's Zone 7. So we'll see this coming winter and next spring if it will make it. But it is a native here in the United States. So from what I read, it's pretty hardy. From all the literature I've read, it can survive up to Zone 7, and it will also be potted in a Laguna fabric pot. And I'll be using, if you've seen my video when I potted the red tiger lotus, I will be using the Walmart kitty litter, the red bag, which is non-clumping, fragrance free. It says all natural kitty litter. So I've used that already I've used that with the red tiger lotus, and then we'll cover the top part with pea gravel. And this is still a small plant, and hopefully, it's able to get adapted and establish itself, and it will be in one of the shelves in that pond, closer to the deeper part. And on this part of the video, I've already potted one of the hardy cannas. This is the previous pot of the red tiger lotus, and I topped it off with pea gravel, and underneath is the kitty litter. And this one, the other hardy canna that I received, I potted in a Laguna mesh pot or net basket. It's a large one. Underneath are mostly lava rock, and then pea gravel and more lava rock on the top part of the pot. And then this one here is the Aztec arrowhead, same substrate, the kitty litter underneath, and about an inch or 2 of pea gravel, and then it will be placed on the ledge where I pointed at earlier. And so yeah, regarding the dwarf sage, and that's my daughter's feet or legs, yeah, so the dwarf sage I'll get into the water and plant it. Alright, so I'm in the pond, and that is the hardy canna in the large net basket, and that's the other hardy canna in the fabric pot, and the Aztec arrowhead. And the pots are kind of tall, so they're already a few inches from the crown. The water is a few inches from the crown, so perfect for them to get established. It's something that I didn't even think about properly at the time, but it worked. Right, so I'm gonna choose just one plant to show in the video how I put it in the pond, because it's hard to use one hand and the other hand with the camera. And this is the watercress, and pointing at the new growth. It's a secondary growth that is well adapted, I guess, at the time to the water or to the new conditions. And I'm really happy about that, that this plant was able to establish itself fast. And yeah, but again, the water is not clear. It's green, it's cloudy, brownish in color, but I'm really glad that I worked on a deeper pea gravel area, about 4 inches, and the dwarf sage held really well. And for the rest of the plants, it was pretty easy for me. Alright, so on this next part of the video, it's actually been 5 days after I added new plants, and as you can see, the water is really bad. It's like greenish brown already. It's very cloudy. You cannot even see the dwarf sage. However, the Aztec arrowhead has new growth. Same with the two hardy cannas. The one on the mesh pot has a new leaf, however it is actually damaged. And then there's one that's still under the water, that's still submerged, but it's on its way. And then of course on this one, just on its way to produce new leaves. And again, the water was looking really messy. I don't know how else to explain it or describe it. However, I turned off the filter, because the filter is not the problem here. It's just way too bright. The main purpose of the filter is to get the sediments out, all the sand, all the clay, all the debris that accumulated every time I would move the plants, because yeah, I kept moving them, find them the best position or place in the pond. And yeah, I need to figure out. At the time I was thinking what's the best way to get good plant coverage, and I found out about Azolla. Alright, so I've already added the Azolla into the pond, and I hope that at the time that it will be able to reproduce. They say in literature, YouTube videos, that they double in size in like the second or third day, and I will definitely do an update regarding that. And yeah, so at this stage, the pond is at its algae or green water phase, really messy, brownish, cloudy. So yeah, I'm hoping the plants will be able to outcompete the algae and get the water clean. And of course, I'll be doing more of the landscaping part. I have plans of adding native plants on the like the north area of the pond. So at this point, there's still a lot of work to do. And yeah, so adding more plants, I'll be updating you guys with more videos, because I have more plants arriving. And then of course updates regarding how the plants are doing, how the fish are doing, and hopefully get the water more clear. And I guess yeah, that's it. I appreciate guys for you guys staying, and please hit like and subscribe, and have a good one.